Miss Malaika Ghana, the Glow Up season is brought to you by Club Shandy, Big Blue Resorts, The Pinnacle Apartments, Your Cruise People, Brussels Airlines, with support from Atlas Rent-A-Car, Tasty Tom, Verna Purified Water. Special thanks to Palms Convention Center, Velandro Residence, Tygon Creative Studio.
Don't break me, don't use me, don't lose me, don't leave me in the dark. Do you trust me? Then give me your hand. I found you, you found me, who found who? No one cares what much.
It's week 8 on Miss Malaika Ghana, and it's very serene here at Velandro Residence. 2 weeks ago, I was up for eviction, and it wasn't a nice feeling at all. So I urged all of my family and friends to vote very well for me, and I made sure to put in all of my effort. So I'm hoping I sail through tonight during the eviction dinner.
Hi. Thank you. Hi. Hello, ladies. Welcome. How are we doing? Good? Yeah, but the energy is low. And I understand, every time when it comes to this moment, I understand why your spirits are always down. But like I always say, well, all the best to you ladies. I know it's been weeks of the ladies showcasing their beauty, their intelligence, their hard work. But at the end of the day, well, we still have to get down to the most challenging moment of Miss Malaika Ghana, evictions. And that brings me to my question for tonight. Did you vote for your favorite delegate? Fingers crossed, and I hope that you actually voted to keep her in the run of becoming Miss Malaika Ghana 2024. Ladies, so we had our photo shoot and video shoot task. How was it? Did we enjoy it? I could actually tell you enjoyed it, especially because some of you are brand influencers, so you're used to doing stuff like this. Others were your content creators. And for some of you, I'm sure you were imagining yourself on the D-Day of your actual wedding, looking at how you would actually look when that time actually comes. But you all looked so gorgeous. So one thing Miss Malaika Ghana is very passionate about is topics concerning women, because of course we're all women on the show, right? And it's important that we use our platform to empower women and also delve into some topical issues, one that actually pertains to some of the challenges we face as women in the society. And obviously you're all potential queens, and so I think it's only right that we get into your brains and find out how well vexed you are about some of these issues that affect women, and also how you think some of these issues can be resolved. So this week is task 3. We're just going to have conversations from the light ones to the heavy ones, the ones that would actually touch your heart. And so I know it might be emotional for some of you, but I also pray that you get the strength to be able to have some of these conversations, because there are so many young women out there that look up to you, and whether you like it or not, you're going to be role models in the end. And so you need to make sure you set the tone and the pace to empower them and let them know that no matter what you go through, everything is definitely going to be all right, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to need you ladies to go home, do your homework, because it is going to be a very, very interesting episode on Miss Malaika Ghana. And of course, as always, a learning curve for all of us, okay? All right. Now, speaking of eviction, tonight, 2 of you would have to bow out of the competition. We all understand the order of the day on Miss Malaika Ghana, that you can work hard and you can vote. But if you don't vote hard enough, you would have to take your leave. And I'd like to start off by wishing you all the best, because I know you've all come a long way. And I pray that whoever leaves us tonight well, you would leave with some great memories that you formed from the competition. Now, every time for eviction, we have two parts. We have the part where we award people for their task, and those who win their task obviously know you gained immunity against eviction. And then we have those who will be leaving the competition. So once again, I wish you all the best. And at this point, I would like to invite Dennis from Media Edge to present the results for our task winners and those leaving the competition. Hi, Dennis.
Hello, Reggie.
How are you doing?
I'm very well. Yourself?
I'm very, very well.
Great.
Can you confirm that the results you have are authentic?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Wonderful evening too.
Okay.
Enjoy your night.
All right. So Elizabeth, you can pick the envelopes and share it. All right. Do us the honors. All right, ladies, does everyone have their envelopes? Okay, so we're gonna start with some good news, ladies. Now, the task came in two parts, the video and the picture. For the photo shoot task, the judges decided who came out with the most elegant photos and the best poses. And for the video shoot task, well, we asked people to actually vote per their views and their likes and comments, okay? All right. So for the video shoot task, the delegate with the most views and engagement for the video shoot task is Elam. Congratulations going out to you, Elam. You had the highest views and engagement on your video. So well done. Okay. And now for the photo shoot task, this was the judge's choice. The winner is Whitney. Congratulations going out to you, Whitney, for winning the photo shoot task. Well done. All right, ladies, you can open your envelopes now. Shall we see by hands those who are up for eviction? Okay. Well, I'm sure you already know that Elam and Whitney, you actually won your task, so it means that you have gained immunity against evictions for tonight. Your task has actually saved you, so congratulations going out to you. Tonight, you are lucky, but next week, you never know. You could be going home if you don't get people to vote for you, so please make sure you put in the work, okay? All right, so we have Adelaide, Asantua, and Salmat. One of you will be saved tonight. Two of you, sadly, would have to bow out of the competition. Ladies, what happened?
Okay, so I don't really know what happened, but I guess my votes weren't enough to keep me in the competition for now. But if hopefully I make it, I will do my best so that my voters can vote for me and keep me in.
Adelaide, what happened?
I think it's probably my performance. I've been a little timid behind the camera. I think that's the problem because I believe I've been doing my best with the votes.
Salmat.
I've been doing my best with the performance and the votes too, but sometimes you don't actually know what others are doing for you. So.
Well, Asantua, I know you mentioned that if you could turn the hands of time, you would actually do better. But unfortunately, you're not going to be given that chance on Miss Malaika Ghana again. This is the end of the road for you. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I'm so sorry. Salmat, unfortunately, this is the end of the journey of Miss Malaika Ghana for you. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And to you, our viewers, please, we hope that you're doing your part, because if you're not, your favorite delegates could end up like our two delegates that are bowing out in the competition tonight. So please don't forget to keep voting by dialing *71180# to keep your favorite contestants in the run of becoming Miss Malaika Ghana 2024. The stakes are high, and as always, you know that you have a role to play. So please do it and do it well to keep your favorite delegates in the competition. Ladies, I know we are all sad, but well, tonight dinner has been served at the Vilandro residence for you to, you know, just calm down, have fun, eat, bond, and also get ready for the big competition that is happening tomorrow, okay? All right, so we can go and help ourselves.
So it's been a very emotional night. Two of our lovely ladies have left the competition, one being my very own roommate. And this makes me so sad, and I'm a bit emotional because we built a solid bond, and it's hard to see her go. But I'm hoping that we continue to be good friends and we continue to keep the bond. To my friends, family and loved ones out there, I urge you all to keep supporting me and voting for me. My delegate code number is 16 and my name is Denise.
I really wanna tell you what my day went, but I know if you reach your line. It's 9:45, you know if you tell me say you still day work. It's been a long time and I had to work, I know they talk my mind. So high, so I have to. Cause if I follow you. If I follow you, then die, I go die you. Die, I go die you. Yeah. Listen me deal with ya, follow you, girl, die, I go die you. I go die you.
I know how precious being in good company is, and as a teenager, I felt a huge vacuum because my amazing mother had to raise me all by herself. Years later, I decided to start my own film studio, and my friend Atu was always there to encourage and support me. That is why I'm here in London, simply to thank Atu for being the company I needed to have at that moment.
Team program moye yenko cruise. In fact, me interested.
Just say from 21st of November, 1 week package.
As someone better here, I am it. Now I'm ready to join them. You have a flight every Ghana, I go South Africa. You do South Africa and so on. You have a ship to Mozambique, back to South Africa. You did ship 4 days. I will produce. What did you? One now and some Benum. Entertainment be a you get it there.
This is a crampo dear, you say to your $500 now block your cabin. Now from now up to November, no with you and kakra.
Maybe busy when you young coin. I would cheer $2,550. Hey, me could cheer back.
Life is better at sea. Experience it.
Delegates delicious meal by Mr. Wu's GH, the Shawarma Factory, and Kenke Supreme GH, hot dish. Delegates beautiful photos and behind the scene video by Chocolate Shot It, Von Creative Consult.
We have explored our culture, we've had fun, modeled, taken beautiful photos, cooked, and we've also given you the opportunity to get to know our ladies in every episode for the past 7 weeks. Today, we are going to be engaging our ladies in thought-provoking conversations on issues that affect you and I, yes, I'm talking the modern woman. Now, our topics will be based on gender-based violence. We're talking self-image. We'll be talking about tradition and modernity, and also our final conversation will be based on something we're all very interested in: relationships and the modern love. There's so much to be learned from today's episode. So grab your pens and your books, tell a friend to tell another friend to tune in, because we are getting straight into the classroom. Our first set of ladies will be speaking on gender-based violence, and we have Elizabeth, Denise, Nakia, and Marie. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Randy.
How you doing?
We're fine.
Good. So we're talking about gender-based violence. Ladies, what have you heard about gender-based violence?
Okay, so GBV, also known as gender-based violence, is any sort of abuse that affects a particular person because of his or her gender.
Okay.
So it affects men and women.
Okay.
And the third part is that it doesn't affect just adult men and women, but also affects children as well.
Okay.
So let me give you a scenario.
Okay.
Here is Amma, a young, beautiful lady starting life and looking for a corporate job. So she enters her office in search of a corporate job, her dream job, and the boss tells her that, look, before I give you this position, I have to do this and that with you. But Amma is desperately in need of this position because she has to take care of her siblings at home. So she thinks of it. But it won't be the same case for a man, because he would have to work for that position. But because she is a woman, because she carries certain things that, you know, the other gender wants to experience.
Okay, so speaking of experience, have we had any form of gender-based violence in our lives? Have you ever experienced anything like that? Or do you know anyone that has been a victim to this act?
Yeah, recently a friend's sister almost got kidnapped. Yeah, and then basically when she went home, obviously she tried to explain to her parents what happened and all that, but they were finding it difficult to actually understand where she's coming from. I mean, understand the situation she faced. They didn't come in terms of what actually might have happened if she was actually kidnapped. And I feel like it actually takes a toll on an individual, because there is no safe space for her to come forward. So in the end, later on, if something happens like that again, she's not going to talk about it because you didn't give her that chance to.
So how do you think, or what do you think would be the best way to build support systems to support people like this? Because I've also heard similar stories. I've had friends who have been victim to this act, and like you said, they didn't even want to come out to speak on this because they felt like no one was going to believe them or no one was going to support them. So for people like that who don't have a solid support system, what are some of the things you think they can do to get through it?
We have some non-governmental organizations that have been set up, and we have governmental organizations such as Dovsu Shraj, who provide support systems for these survivors.
Okay.
Just so you know, the violence is not just physical and sexual. We have other types of violence. We have emotional violence, economical violence. So these non-governmental organizations and governmental organizations provide support systems to create safe spaces so that these survivors can feel comfortable to share their story, to help and encourage others to also share their story as well.
Okay. And also, you know, there's this perception that men are supposed to be strong. They are supposed to front a certain attitude to show that they are confident and all that. So even when they are going through stuff like this, sometimes they find it very difficult to come out and speak about it. How do you think, if a man has been abused or violated, would be the best way for him to also speak out and also reach out to the NGOs and all the systems that have been put in place to support the victims?
To be honest, we have organizations that take care of human rights.
Okay.
So we have Dovsu, we have Shraj, and other non-governmental organizations. So I believe they should be bold enough because they are humans.
Thank you.
Nobody deserves to be treated the way they are, or deserves whatever happens to them. So they should just be bold put all that men are supposed to aside and, you know, fight for themselves and other survivors out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what changes would you ladies personally want to advocate for to help combat this gender-based violence issues?
Everything they say, charity begins at home. As a family institution, a family is an institution, they're supposed to start training kids how to come forward when situations like this comes up. And then as a family, they should also actually try as much as possible not to be the forefronters of this kind of violence, because usually people start in the house, they grow with it, and then like affect other people outside. So as much as we are human, we should try our best to do the right thing.
Right.
We shouldn't put people in difficult situations where it will affect them in the future and then their personal relationships.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the sensitization needs to start from the family, because most of the time the stories that we've heard, there are women who are violated from a young age in their homes, and their parents sometimes even try to cover it up because they feel it will bring shame to the family. And so a lot of women who have experienced it, those who have experienced it, would actually just remain silent, because the person who is supposed to protect you is actually the one telling you to keep quiet and isn't even protecting you at the end of the day. So I totally agree with that. Marie?
Well, to add to it, I think we should make good use of our social media platform. Now we have like a very wide range of different social media platforms we can use to advocate for like change in policy, to help survivors shout. Social media does magic. So if you're a survivor, if you are in it, I just feel like come out, talk about your story. If you can't show your face, there are other means. There are now like anonymous messages and all that. People will send in how to help, and all. You really just have to voice out and never stop fighting till you get justice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Denise?
Okay, so I'd like to say education is also a great factor.
Okay.
I'd like people to try and add this topic to their educational curriculum to be able to educate young ones and also encourage survivors to come out and then speak about their issue. And as she said, social media is also a great platform. We can just basically educate the public. Some people don't really know what gender-based violence is about. They just know it as sexual and physical, but we can just use the social media as a platform to create videos, create awareness, educate people, go to schools, spread the word, so that we can all live happily.
Elizabeth, I want you to personalize yours. Because you're on Miss Malaika and she's mentioned platform. You have the platform right now. I'm sure you've built a massive social media following from the few weeks that you've been on here as well. So what would you also do personally?
Search on different types of therapy, contact therapists.
Okay.
You have to, you know, find ways and means to seek help, talk to people. People are always ready to help you, but you have to find the right person to, you know, talk to. Talk to someone who has gone through the training, who is professional when it comes to situations like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say we should come to you because you're
you
going to be our personal therapist. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for the education and, of course, for letting us know how important this topic is to each and every one of you. Thank you so much and keep up the good work. All right. Now, away from the gender-based violence, let's take a bold step into our next conversation, which is based on body image and self-esteem. Now, this topic brings back so much memories from back in the day. I remember one time in class, they were teaching us about the standard of beauty back then in Ghana. And apparently there was a doll called the Ekriaba doll. Now, the Ekriaba doll is a wooden doll that is very curvaceous with a very small, the top part of the Ekriaba doll is very small, very slender, and then when it comes down to the hip area, it's quite bold. Now, one of the attributes of the Ekriaba doll is that it has 3 rings on its neck. So that day, I remember my lecturer asked us to look at the rings on our necks, and if you had 3 rings or more, then you are actually beautiful. But that was the standard of beauty back in the day. Over the time, I think it has changed, and I think there's a conversation that a lot of us are very much interested in because, well, one way or the other, we've either heard or have been victims to body shaming and so on and so forth. So I'm very excited that these ladies will be joining us to share their views on this topic. Now, I'll leave you with a question to ponder over. Would you like to change your looks based on the standard of beauty that have been set right now in this year 2024? I'd like to welcome our next set of ladies, MFA, Delphine and Adelaide. Hi ladies, how you doing? Let me see your necks. Let me see if you have the rings on your neck as well. Oh, then back then you would not be considered as beautiful. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. So first of all, I just want to hear from you. What is your definition of a beautiful woman?
Personally, I would see a beautiful woman to be someone who is very confident in her own skin, despite what others think about her, because people will always have opinions of everything. That's how I see it.
What opinions have people had about you that was wrong?
They said I didn't have a nice smile, I was too tall for my age, and I didn't really have good skin. And it actually brought me down like so much.
Speaking of skin, Delphine, would you ever want to change your skin? I mean, based on the standard of beauty, I mean, there's been times where people had said that the light-skinned women reigned. I remember back in the day in the movie industry in Ghana, entertainment industry in Ghana, there was a time where they were casting the light-skinned people for more movies and more roles in like music videos and stuff. But I think now the narrative has changed.
Those days, I feel like because there wasn't much, you know, women that look like me in the media, I feel like it makes sense why a lot of the women back then must have felt insecure. But now in my time and generation, I feel like there's more women who look like me, who have inspired me to know that I don't need to bleach my skin. I love my skin by the grace of God, but that was because I've been around women who have embraced their skin and who have taught me that it is important to love the melanin that you have and embrace it.
Okay, do we all suffer from some insecurity one way or the other?
Oh yes.
Is there anything about us that we would love to change?
Yes.
What is it, Delphine? I mean, I'm curious to know.
Funny enough with me, when I was in the UK, you know, where I was based, I felt like they didn't appreciate my height. So because of that, I wouldn't wear heels when I go to events. But then when I moved to Ghana, people, they made me feel accepted. They made me feel loved. I could tell that the culture really embraced women that are tall. So I want young women to also understand that when it comes to self-esteem, you have to also put yourself in the right places so that after you are embraced, so then you feel loved, you know? Because you can be at the wrong place also at the wrong time, and that will have an effect in your self-confidence too.
Okay. How about you? Have you had any issues like that, Adelaide?
No, I haven't. People really like the way I look, my height. They literally compliment every single thing I do.
How do you handle societal pressures in terms of body image and how they think you need to look?
I analyze the people that are talking to me. They don't fit my criteria. I don't take from them. Yes. Because people have so many opinions and perception, and because they do, it doesn't mean I should pick from them. I don't necessarily have to. Yes.
So sometimes it doesn't even get to your head a little bit, you know,
little,
like
but I overcome it.
Okay. So this actually just popped up in my mind, right? I mean, there's this new pandemic, the BBL pandemic that we see these days. In fact, not just the BBL, people are putting fillers in their lips now. They're all getting into this body enhancement. Is this something you think you'd ever consider?
Well, personally, no, because I will prioritize my health over BBL, because it's better to think of the long run than the short term. Most people do this because they want to like feel confident and attractive in themselves. Others do it to keep up with the current beauty trends and also seek validation from people. So let me give you this example. Let's say I have a boyfriend like this. I like him so much, and I feel like he is so obsessed with having a smaller waist, a bigger bum, and because I like him so much, I'll just be like, okay, okay, because I like him, let me just do this to make him like me more or love me more, which is very terrible. I feel like you just have to be confident in your own skin and love yourself despite anything.
Okay.
That's what I think.
When you talk about love yourself, I've heard stories, even recently, there was a popular musician that said that back in the day, he loved himself and his skin so much that he said he was never getting a tattoo. But then when he started progressing in life, the money started coming in, being exposed to different people and finding himself in setups where he saw people who had tattoos and whatnot. Now he was influenced to do it. And he was saying that, sometimes the things that we say to ourselves that we will not do is because we lack the finances, and that is why we say no. But if you had the money, you don't think it's something you'd want to do?
Personally, when it comes to BBL, obviously, like she said, some people have, they do it because they want to please men, or some for health reasons, whatever. But for me, I feel like BBL only came because it was a trend at first. And now when it comes to how people look at BBL, it's not the way they used to look at it anymore. Many girls who have gotten BBL have been saying how they regret having BBL. They wish that if they could take back the time, they wouldn't have had any more, because the health issues that they're facing isn't worth the Instagram picture for the moment. So me personally, I respect those women for being vulnerable on social media and expressing what they're now facing. I wouldn't have a BBL. Instead, I will just enhance what I have already. And if that's going to the gym, I'll go to the gym, do the 1-2-1-2 squats, and then keep it pushing.
I mean, somebody would say that's hiring a lawyer.
Right.
Would you hire a lawyer? Yeah? Which lawyer would you hire? Because now you're wearing a wig.
I will hire Regina lawyer.
Okay, Ade, what about you?
So I feel very confident in myself, my skin. I really enjoy the way I look when I look at myself in the mirror. But if in the future I am to alter my body in any such way, I would want it to be based on my happiness, not on the social standard or expectations.
All right, ladies, so I'm sure you understand that now you are role models to so many young ladies that are watching you right now. And some of these ladies have challenges. What advice would you give to anyone that is battling with low self-esteem, for instance?
I just want you to know that you are beautiful just the way you are, and you don't have to look at anything to think otherwise. Just love yourself and you'll be fine.
Okay, Delphine.
I will personally say, understand the pressure of social media, but embrace what you have. Don't overthink it. You're not the only one facing the self-esteem issue. We all have self-esteem problems. Your biggest celebrity has it, so just hold on tight and just love yourself.
Okay, Adelaide.
I want you to know that perfection is unrealistic, and even if it's realistic, it's overrated.
And on that powerful quote, ladies, thank you so much for joining me in my little corner. And of course, we need a breather, don't we? So why don't you grab yourself an ice cold shandy? When we get back, there's still more right here on Miss Malaika Ghana.
Skin girl, skin just like pearls, best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else singing.
Isn't it great to travel again? To return to the sky, to the hotel, the sun, the mountains, the jungle, to be back in business, real business, with real people in real meetings. For all the meetings? What if we only keep the nicer side of traveling, like traveling like a star and eating like in a star-rewarded restaurant, enjoying the heavenly view from our boutique hotel and its heavenly comfort? Time to enjoy yourself and to enjoy top service. You're in good company. Brussels Airlines.
Welcome back. You're still watching Miss Malaika Ghana. Well, two sets of ladies are done with their conversation. In a few minutes, I'll introduce you to our next set of ladies. But before that, let me just quickly say a very big thank you to our sponsors, to Club Shandy, the Pinnacle Apartments, the Big Blue Resorts, to Brussels Airlines. Thank you so much for your generosity. With support from Atlas Rent-A-Car, Verna Natural Mineral Water, and all the beautiful photos you see on our set is from the man Chocolate Shot It. Now, balancing between tradition and modernity is a constant dance in today's society. Is there a way where we can marry the two? My ladies have been preparing for this conversation, and I just can't wait to get into their heads and hear what they have to say about today's interesting topic. Ladies, you're welcome to my little corner. How are we doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
You look very well, very well. So ladies, the conversation, we're talking modernity, tradition. What is your definition of the two?
So for tradition, I would say it's things that have been tried and tested. So behaviors and beliefs that have, come this far and stayed over the generations. But modernity, I mean, it's harder to define, but it's things that are new, values, ways of behaving, ways of thinking that the Gen Z are, coming along with and trying to incorporate into society.
Okay. So our culture and traditions, some have been in existence for so many years. Do you think that it's time for us to actually change it, or should we still hold on to some of these cultures and traditions that we have?
Okay. Personally, I feel there should be a balance. We can hold on to some and you can put away some. For example, talking about something like dating, at first, during the whole time, say you have to go out to watch stuff, to meet someone in person in order to find a husband. But now you can just go on social media, pick up your phone, and then you meet someone, you just chit chat, which saves time and money.
Okay, so have you found someone on social media yet? No. Nothing has gone down in a DM. Well, there's so much talks flying around about who a traditional woman is and who a modern woman is. What is the difference between a traditional woman and a modern woman, based on your experience?
Well, growing up, I had my grandmother and mother in the same house. And my grandmother was a very traditional woman.
Okay.
And my mom was extremely modern.
Okay.
So as a young girl, I thought to myself, I can be my grandma and my mom at the same time.
Okay.
My grandma would wake up at 4 a.m., get the house cleaned, ensure that food is made for everybody, including those who do not deserve to eat at home. And my mom, on the other hand, will be prepping us for school. Seeing both personalities at home made me draw a conclusion that the traditional woman is the one who is more concerned about the family and the well-being of the home, and the modern woman is one who is more career-oriented and is the boss lady, the boss babe, like the lawyer and stuff like that.
Okay, so are you the lawyer that will get home and then get down on your potoiwa and start making food for your husband, or you're the lawyer that will get home, throw your bag in the couch and just go and sleep because you're tired?
Well, since I've had first-hand experience of both a traditional woman and a modern woman, I think that being a modern woman and traditional woman can coexist. I've studied both perfectly, and I believe that I can strike a healthy balance between both.
Okay, Yellow, what about you?
So like she said,
I grew up in a home where my mom was a traditional woman.
Okay.
She was kowtowing to my dad's rules and all that, cooking, making sure we are healthy and all that. And my sister actually went the other way. She was career oriented, trying to educate herself and all that. So my sister was balancing the two actually. She was helping mommy in the kitchen and all that, but then she was also taking her education seriously. So it shaped how I grew up. It taught me that I can do both. I don't necessarily have to stay in the house and clean and all that. I can also do that, but I can also go to school. So I want to be the one that will support the man financially and emotionally and all that.
So Maureen, what would you say to a woman that wants to go 100% modern?
I feel like it depends on where you find yourself. Because if you find yourself in a country like Ghana, something like naming ceremonies and wedding, you can't go 100% modern. You have to find a balance between the two of them. But if you're in the Western world, maybe you could go 100 at a certain point. So it's all about where you find yourself.
It also plays a role, right? Okay. How about you, Lucille? If I want to go 100% more traditional, what advice would you give to me?
I would say that it really depends on your circumstances. I feel like everyone is different, and I think we need to understand that it's not one size fits all. You could be the type of person that appreciates a traditional relationship. Me personally, I don't know. It's something that I ask myself like almost every day, because there's pros and cons to both. I mean, if you're a traditional woman and you are, focused solely in the house, you may feel like you're missing out on something, because like you're brought on this earth for a reason.
Something has to give at the end of the day. The sacrifice has to be made.
That's true. But I feel like if you sacrifice so much and let's say you turn 18 and you look back, you're like, dang, what did I do apart from raise children? I could have done more. I could have, fulfilled my purpose here on earth. You might have regrets, and it's a tricky one, but I think a nice balance would be ideal, to be honest.
Now, as we all know, culture is dynamic, right? It changes from time to time. But if there's something we need to preserve about our culture, if there's any tradition you think needs to be preserved, which one do you think it would be?
So I would say respect. Like, respect is huge in Ghana, and I love that because, as you know, I've lived in the UK, and let me give you an example. So I arrived in the UK and I was going through customs, and I greeted one of the officers, and immediately she said, bring your bags, let me search them. And I was like, wow, I'm never greeting in this country again, because it's very foreign for people to just say, good morning, hi, how are you? And I just love that about Ghana, because it brings people together. I have like a sense of community here rather than it just being very like stoic. So yeah.
Okay. Elo?
So I think we should keep our tradition, because it defines who we are. It gives us a sense of belonging. You can't throw away your language, your local dialect. You can't throw away the clothes we wear. Although we are wearing official right now, but in some settings, we need to represent. So we can't entirely throw away our culture or tradition.
Okay, all right.
Another thing I would like to be preserved in our culture is socialization through folklore, particularly storytelling. Now, back in the day, my grandparents used to call all the children in the community during the weekends to tell us stories about Kweku Anansi. And to this day, there's one Kweku Anansi story about him and the wisdom pot that resonates so well with me and makes me understand that we need unity as a people to grow. And I believe that our tradition paves way to who we are as a people, but innovation instigates progress. Hence, there can be a healthy balance between tradition and modernity. And as Coco Chanel said, a girl can be who and what she wants to be.
Right, and truly a girl can be who and what she wants to be. That was a very, very powerful quote. Moving on to our last conversation for tonight. I'm sure you'll be very, very interested in this one, because we all have some knowledge on it. Yes, we're talking relationship, dating, and modern love. And this conversation I will be having with Anapari, Whitney, and Nasiba. Ladies, join me. How are you doing? You all look really good. Okay, let's talk about your love life. Should I go in the DM and see what's happening in there? Have you found love in the DM before?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, Anna Parry. Talk to me.
So I'm very principled when it comes to relationship. I'm very focused on, I was focused on my education and my business. I'm a hairstylist, so I didn't really want anything to interfere with that.
Right.
So yes, I have received a couple of DMs from people, but I'm very particular about and intentional about the person I choose to give my attention to or even allow in my space. So once you move to me, you let me know your interests. I just want you to go straight to my parents, make your intentions clear, and then we take it from there. Yeah.
Okay. So if someone is interested in you, the parent factor is key.
Yeah, to me, yes.
Okay, so would you allow your parents to actually choose a spouse for you? Because that means you're going to eliminate the whole process of the man coming to see your parents. This time it's your parents going to the person, so it makes the job easy.
No, not in that sense.
Okay.
I do not want my parents to choose someone for me because I'm the one who is going to end up with the person. Let's say it leads to marriage. I'm the one who is going to settle with the person for the rest of my life. I want to make my own decisions when it comes to the type of person I want to settle with. But I want my parents to have a say in it as well.
Okay. Speaking of the type of person you want to settle with, Whitney, who is an ideal man for Whitney?
When I see something that I like, I can tell. But to set the standard, I want someone that is respectful, that is responsible, and a God-fearing man.
Okay. And what would you be bringing to the person's table?
Okay, so I am the table, and I bring a lot of things to the table. I will be there for you emotionally. You will be having a beautiful wife, and I will support you when there's the need for me to do that.
Okay. Speaking of support, so if your husband came home or your man came home, same time as you, both of you from tedious jobs, you're both tired and famished, and he asked you to get in the kitchen and cook, would you do it?
Yeah, I'll do that.
You do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that our upbringing and our life experiences shape our relationships with other people, especially men?
Okay, so I think it does. Okay. And it also does not.
Okay.
So let's say someone is from a broken home. Some people have the mentality that if you are from a broken home, there's a high chance that maybe you will not care, you'll be nonchalant, you might project what happened in your home to what is in the relationship. But I don't think it is entirely true.
Okay. So we've heard so many terminologies these days. I've heard some like, oh, the dating pool is crap these days. I've heard men who just want to love wholeheartedly being called simps. And I'm thinking, wait, are we trying to change the whole dating narrative now? Are men not allowed to be themselves and love the way they want to? Why do we think all of this is happening now?
Okay, so I'll say that if my man is going to love me, care for me, do all what he wants to do for me, and he's going to be termed as a simp, then he should be a simp. Yes, because right now in the dating space in Ghana right now is messy. Not from experience, but I've heard some people tell their stories. Now, there's the effect of social media. It has had positive and negative impact when it comes to relationships. Sometimes you'll be talking to someone, like vibing with the person, you feel like, oh, this person is in the UK, is in the US, you're talking to them, and at the end of the day, you find out it's your fellow Ghanaian man you are talking to. And it's sad, it can cause a lot of emotional distress, take people through a lot. And there are terms like side chick, there are terms like talking stage, there are terms like benching, which means like people sidelining your feelings and entertaining other people. There are a lot of terms these days that describe the dating scene, and it's very, very different, like apart from what used to happen back in the day. So yes.
So in this day and age where social media is growing at an exponential rate, how can one protect themselves from these catfishes and all these manner of things that we are being exposed to?
I think we also need to, you need to meet the person to form a deeper connection. We shouldn't only rely on social media. You need to meet face to face, get to know the person more, not just sit behind your phone and be texting, because you don't really form that emotional connection. You need to see the person, you need to feel what the person is feeling. So I think we shouldn't concentrate only on social media. We should also concentrate on the traditional part, which is the face-to-face.
Okay. So on the back of that, Whitney, what are some of the values you think one should hold very deeply when they're choosing a partner?
Okay, so the values I look out for in a relationship, like I said earlier, he needs to be responsible, he needs to be respectful, he needs to be God-fearing, taking accountability in his actions and all of that.
Okay, so still on the issue of social media, ladies, do you think that social media is creating a standard for us to look at in terms of our relationships with others? Because I see people flaunt their relationship on social media. Sometimes we actually are so invested in the relationship that when there's a breakup, we get upset. You know, we feel like they need to constantly update us. Should we allow some of these things to determine how our real life relationship should be?
Sometimes it gets to people, but what I want to put out there is that it's not all that we see that's actually the exact thing. Someone can be posting what she's getting from her man, the things she's receiving, the gifts and all that, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors. Probably they are being abused, something else is happening to them in the relationship which they don't show you. So we see what they want us to see. They don't actually show us what is going on in the relationship. For some people that are not emotionally intelligent, they might pick that kind of thing from it and feel like, okay, yes, my man is not doing this, so I have to leave the relationship and find better. So yeah.
Okay. Whitney?
Not all that glitters is good. I mean, I'm not saying what they are portraying to us is fake though, but that shouldn't make you to pressure the man you are with. I mean, if he's capable of meeting up to those standards, fine. But we should get to appreciate the little things they do for us. We shouldn't let social media pressure us to do what we wouldn't want to do. We should appreciate the little things that we have.
Okay. Finally, Nasiba.
Okay, so I would start by saying not all that glitters is gold. You should know where you are coming from. You should know yourself. So we shouldn't let it get to us. I mean, some people, it will get to some people, but you should know that it's social media. Not everything you see is real.
Okay. All right, ladies, thank you so much. And like they said, no one is out there posting their ills. We all want you to see our perfect lives. And so everything on social media is not exactly what it is. So sometimes just take a step back and just be careful on the people that you actually decide you want to use them as role models or yardsticks to measure your life and your relationship. All right, ladies, thank you so much. And yes, to our viewers, we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we're wrapping things up right here on Miss Malaika Ghana.
I ain't your mama, no. I ain't your mama, no. I ain't your mama, no.
Hi, I am Elvis, and I invite you to join us on a Southern Escape cruise starting from $2,550 per person. It's going to be a fun-filled and memorable experience from the 21st to the 26th of November 2024. This package includes a 4-day cruise on board the magnificent MSC Musica from South Africa to Mozambique and back, your cabin accommodation with meals, drinks and loads of entertainment on board, 5-star hotel accommodation in Durban, city tours, transfers, travel insurance and return flights. Call your cruise people now to secure your cabin with $500 deposit and pay the rest in installments. Life is better at sea. Experience it.
Delegates beautiful photos and behind-the-scene video by Chocolate Shot It, Von Creative Consult. Delegates delicious meal by Mr. Wu's GH, the Shawarma Factory, and Kinky Supreme GH, Hot Dish.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you are late to the party, but not too late to grab your phones and vote for your favorite delegate by dialing *711*80#. Ladies, join me on stage. Let them see you one more time so we can convince them to actually vote for you. But hey, today has been very, very interesting. We've had thought-provoking conversations from dating to tradition and modernity, to relationships, to body image and self-esteem, and gender-based violence. Now, if you were impressed, like I said, you know what to do. Now, don't forget, this show is proudly sponsored by Club Shandy, Brussels Airline, the Big Blue Resort, Tiger Studio, where we're coming to you straight from today, to your cruise people, and Jack JS2, distributed by Triton Motors. The car our queen will be cruising in. Ladies, did we learn a lot today on the show?
Yes.
Yes, we did, and I also did. So jump on our social media pages and get interactive with our ladies at Miss Malaika Ghana. And I said very thank you going out to Angel Clothing for my outfits, and of course Black Cherry for my makeup and my hair by Lee J. I really appreciate you guys. And to you, thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to join us every Sunday on your favorite TV station for Miss Malaika Ghana 2024. And on that note, for my ladies and I would like to say bye.